Welcome back to the channel. We're here once again with a brand new episode. And today we're talking about something most of us look forward to every single week.
Weekends.
More specifically, have you ever stopped to wonder why weekends exist in the first place?
Why do we get Saturday and Sunday off? Who decided that these would become our days to rest, spend time with family, travel, or simply do nothing?
It's one of those things we rarely question because it's always been part of our lives.
But the story behind weekends is actually more interesting than you might think.
So let's dive into today's conversation. Why do we have weekends?
Okay, first question. Did people always have weekends?
Surprisingly, no.
Really?
For a very long time, many people worked 6 or even 7 days a week. The idea of having 2 guaranteed days off is actually quite modern.
That sounds exhausting.
It definitely does.
So, where did Sunday come from?
In many countries, Sunday became associated with rest because of Christian traditions. It was seen as a day for worship and spending time away from regular work.
And Saturday?
Saturday became part of the weekend much later. Workers began fighting for shorter work weeks and better conditions.
Which makes sense. People need time to rest.
Exactly. Eventually, the 5-day work week became more common.
Imagine being the first person to hear, "Good news, you don't have to work on Saturdays anymore."
I think that person would have celebrated immediately.
Probably.
What does the weekend mean to you now?
Freedom.
In what way?
During the week, everything feels scheduled. Work, school, responsibilities.
Weekends give me the chance to choose how I spend my time.
That's true.
Even if I decide to stay home all day, it feels different because I made that choice.
I think weekends give people something to look forward to.
Definitely. If you've had a stressful week, knowing Saturday is coming can make a huge difference.
Especially when there's no alarm clock involved.
That's one of the greatest feelings.
Are you someone who plans weekends in advance?
Not really.
So you're spontaneous?
I like having 1 or 2 plans, but I don't want every hour scheduled.
Same here.
What's your ideal Saturday?
Sleeping in a little, having a slow breakfast, maybe meeting friends later in the day.
That sounds nice.
What about you?
Watching movie, trying a new restaurant, and not worrying about Monday just yet.
The key phrase being just yet.
Exactly.
It's interesting how weekends mean different things to different people.
Some people use them to recharge.
Others use them to socialize.
Some travel.
And some people simply catch up on sleep.
Do you ever feel guilty for doing nothing on weekends?
Sometimes.
Why?
Because there's always something that could be done.
Cleaning, errands, preparing for the week ahead?
Exactly.
But I think rest is important too.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's the real purpose of weekends, to remind us that life isn't all about productivity.
I really like that idea.
Do you think people use weekends the way they actually want to?
That's a good question.
Because sometimes I feel like weekends come with their own pressure.
I know what you mean.
There's this expectation that you have to make every weekend memorable.
Social media definitely contributes to that.
How so?
Because you open an app and see people traveling, going to concerts, trying new restaurants, hiking, attending events.
And suddenly, your plan to stay home and watch movies doesn't seem exciting enough.
Even though there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Exactly.
I think people forget that weekends don't have to look the same for everyone.
So what would your ideal weekend actually look like?
Honestly, a balance between productivity and relaxation.
Can you elaborate?
Sure, maybe spend Saturday morning getting a few things done.
Grocery shopping, cleaning, errands.
Right, then the rest of the weekend can be enjoyed without constantly thinking about responsibilities.
That's smart.
What about you?
I think my perfect weekend would include a little bit of everything.
Such as?
Time with friends, time alone, good food, and enough sleep.
The essentials.
The essentials, exactly.
You know, when we were younger, weekends felt different.
How so?
As children, weekends were all about excitement.
Sleeping late, watching cartoons, meeting friends.
There weren't many responsibilities attached to them.
But as adults, weekends become a mix of enjoyment and preparation.
Preparing for the week ahead.
Do you think that's a bad thing?
Not necessarily.
Why not?
Because responsibilities are part of life.
That's true.
Continuing, the challenge is making sure they don't take over all of our free time.
Finding balance again.
Exactly.
If someone gave you an entire weekend with absolutely no obligations, what would you do?
I'd probably travel somewhere nearby.
Interesting. Even if it was just for a day?
Definitely.
Why?
Sometimes a change of environment is enough to make you feel refreshed.
I can understand that.
What about you?
I think I'd spend it reconnecting with hobbies I've neglected.
Like what?
Reading, learning new skills, maybe even trying a creative hobby.
It's interesting how quickly hobbies disappear when life becomes busy.
Which is another reason weekends matter.
They're not just breaks from work or school.
They're opportunities to reconnect with the parts of ourselves that often get pushed aside during the week.
I think that's a really important reminder.
Do you think people have become better at taking breaks or worse?
That's a difficult question.
Why?
Because even when we're technically resting, our minds are still busy.
Checking emails, scrolling through social media, thinking about work.
Exactly. We may not be physically working, but mentally we're still switched on.
That's probably why some weekends don't feel as refreshing as we'd like them to be.
I think so.
So what does a truly restful weekend look like to you?
One where I don't feel pressured to be productive every minute.
That sounds nice.
I can still do things, of course, meet friends, go for a walk, watch a movie, but I don't want to constantly feel like I should be doing more.
I know exactly what you mean.
Rest shouldn't have to be earned.
That's an interesting perspective.
What about you? What makes a weekend feel successful?
Honestly, I think it's when I start Monday feeling recharged instead of exhausted.
That's a good way to measure it.
If I spent the entire weekend rushing from one activity to the next, I sometimes need another weekend just to recover.
The famous I need a vacation from my vacation feeling.
Exactly.
Do you think weekends should always be relaxing?
Not necessarily.
Why not?
Because excitement has value too.
That's true.
Sometimes the best weekends are the busy ones.
Like weddings, celebrations, or spontaneous trips?
Exactly. The weekends that leave you tired but happy.
I suppose the key is choosing how we spend our time rather than feeling obligated.
That's a great way to put it.
Looking back, what's one of your favorite weekend memories?
I think it's the simple ones.
Really?
Yeah, staying up late watching movies with family, going out for breakfast, or spending an entire afternoon talking with friends.
It's funny how the little moments often become the most memorable,
Maybe that's because they happen naturally.
without pressure or expectations.
Exactly.
And perhaps that's another lesson weekends teach us.
Which is?
Perhaps that life doesn't always have to be extraordinary to be meaningful.
I really like that.
Sometimes happiness looks like an exciting adventure.
Sometimes it looks like sleeping in, having pancakes for breakfast, and doing absolutely nothing for the rest of the day.
Which, honestly, sounds pretty amazing.
I couldn't agree more.
So maybe weekends aren't just breaks from our responsibilities.
Maybe they're reminders to slow down every once in a while,
To appreciate the people around us.
to reconnect with ourselves.
And to make space for the things that bring us joy.
Because at the end of the day, the best weekend isn't necessarily the busiest one.
It's the one that leaves you feeling happier than when it began. Here's a question. Do you think 2 days off are enough?
Honestly,
Uh-oh.
I wouldn't complain about a 3-day weekend.
I had a feeling you'd say that.
What would you do with an extra day?
Probably spend more time on hobbies.
Like what?
Reading, learning new skills, maybe even exploring nearby places.
I think I'd travel more,
Even short trips?
especially short trips.
It's amazing how refreshing a simple change of scenery can be.
Definitely.
Do you have any weekend traditions?
Saturday movie nights.
Nice.
It's become a way to relax after a busy week.
Mine would probably be Sunday breakfast.
What makes it special?
During the week, breakfast is rushed. On Sundays, I can actually sit down and enjoy it.
That's something a lot of people can relate to.
Small moments like that can make weekends feel meaningful.
Do you think people appreciate weekends enough?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Explain.
Because we spend all week waiting for the weekend, but when it arrives, we either overbook ourselves or spend the entire time worrying about Monday.
The famous Sunday evening feeling.
Everyone knows it.
It's almost universal.
Laughter. It's almost universal. Maybe we need to be more present during weekends.
I think so too.
So, if weekends disappeared tomorrow, what would you miss most?
Time with the people I care about.
That's a great answer.
Life gets busy and weekends often become the only chance to reconnect.
I agree. I think I'd miss the slower pace.
Slower pace?
The feeling that you don't have to rush through everything.
That's really important.
Sometimes we all need permission to pause.
And weekends give us that opportunity.
Final question.
Go for it.
If you could redesign weekends completely, what would they look like?
Laughter. I'd keep Saturdays exactly the same.
Amused. And Sundays?
Thinking I'd remove the stress about Monday.
If only that were possible.
Curious, what about you?
Thinking I'd encourage people to spend weekends intentionally.
Interesting. What do you mean by that?
Explaining whether you rest, explore, spend time with loved ones, or enjoy your hobbies, do something that genuinely makes you happy.
I love that.
Because weekends aren't just days off.
Continuing, there are opportunities.
Continuing, opportunities to recharge.
Continuing to create memories.
Continuing to reconnect with ourselves and the people around us.
Warm. And maybe that's why weekends matter so much.
Agreed, they're a reminder that life isn't only about work and responsibilities.
Friendly. So what about you?
Curious, how do you usually spend your weekends?
Continuing, do you prefer staying home or going out?
Continuing, are 2 days enough or would you vote for a 3-day weekend?
Warm. Let us know what you think.
Friendly, thanks for joining us for today's conversation.
Warm. And we'll be back soon with another interesting topic. Together. Thanks for listening.